Tehran's most powerful man is gone. But does one death end a system? From Exile in Paris, Farah Pahlavi calls it historically significant, yet warns it won't automatically mean the end. As Washington looks inward for change, can Iran unite for transition? Or will the Republic endure? The widow of Iran's last monarch says the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is a pivotal moment, but not a guarantee of regime change. In an interview with AFP published Tuesday, Farah Pahlavi described Khamenei's killing in US-Israeli strikes as historically significant, while cautioning against assumptions of imminent collapse.
The passing of a man, however central he may be to the architecture of power, does not automatically mean the end of a system.
Her remarks come 3 days after the strikes that killed Khamenei and other senior Iranian officials, plunging the region into uncertainty over the future of the Islamic Republic. Pahlavi, 87, who has lived in exile in Paris since the 1979 revolution that ousted her husband Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, said the decisive factor will be internal cohesion.
What will be decisive? The ability of the Iranian people to unite around a peaceful, orderly, and sovereign transition to a state governed by the rule of law.
She urged foreign governments to avoid geopolitical maneuvering and instead back civil liberties.
What I want is for the international community to clearly support the fundamental rights of Iranians, the right to choose their leaders, to express themselves freely, to live in dignity and prosperity. The support must go to the people, not to geopolitical calculations.
Her son, Reza Pahlavi, long viewed by some monarchist supporters as a potential alternative, has positioned himself as a transitional figure should the Republic fall. Farah Pahlavi said he is in the process of preparing for such a scenario. In a post on X Tuesday, the 65-year-old called for national unity, particularly among ethnic minorities, and signalled opposition to separatist fragmentation during the current crisis. However, US President Donald Trump dismissed the exiled Crown Prince as a likely successor. Speaking to NBC on March 3rd, Trump said leadership change in Iran would more likely come from within the country and indicated his administration has not seriously considered Pahlavi as an option.
Been at all in your mind?
I guess he is. Some people like him, and we haven't been thinking about too much about that. It would seem to me that somebody from within maybe would be more appropriate. I've said that. He looks like a very nice person, but it would seem to me that somebody that's there, that's currently popular, if there's such a person. But we have people like that. We have people that were more moderate. You know, these were radical lunatics, and you know what they get? They get nothing. All they do is kill people.
Earlier this year, during nationwide protests that peaked in January, demonstrators in some cities chanted slogans supportive of the former royal family. In a January interview with AFP, Reza Pahlavi said there was no turning back, adding that the movement's
victory will not only be that of my country, it will also be that of peace, security, and stability in the world.
More than 4 decades after the monarchy's fall, the question of Iran's political future has resurfaced. But as Farah Pahlavi cautions, leadership change alone does not equal systemic transformation.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader for more than 3 decades, was killed on February 28th in joint US and Israeli strikes on Iran. Within days, the question consuming what remains of the Islamic Republic's leadership was the same. Who comes next? The answer, according to 3 Iranian officials familiar with internal deliberations, is his son. The Assembly of Experts in Iran met on March 3rd, 2 sessions, morning and evening, with 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei emerging as the clear frontrunner. A formal announcement has been withheld pending his father's burial. though officials said clerics were considering naming him as early as March 4th. Some, however, have expressed reservations, fearing that going public too soon could make him an immediate target for US and Israeli strikes. So who is Mojtaba Khamenei? Born in 1969 in Mashhad, a decade before the Islamic Republic was established, he joined the Revolutionary Guards around 1987 and served in the final years of the Iran-Iraq War. He later studied under the country's most senior clerics in Qom, forging ties with the religious establishment that would serve him quietly for decades. He has never been a public figure. For years, he ran his father's office, the Beit, from behind closed doors, managing the regime's political, financial, and security levers largely out of sight. Mojtaba's selection, though, is not without friction. Iran's 1979 revolution was built on the rejection of dynastic rule, and installing a son in his father's position draws uncomfortable comparisons to the monarchy it replaced.
If he is elected, it suggests it is a much harder line Revolutionary Guard side of the regime that is now in charge.
That hardline calculation is precisely why the IRGC is backing him. Facing a leadership vacuum mid-conflict, the Guards need control and legitimacy at the same time. Mojtaba offers both. His ties to the IRGC run deep, his familiarity with the regime's inner workings is unmatched, and his name alone signals continuity to the system's core base.
Mojtaba is the wisest pick right now because he is intimately familiar with running and coordinating security and military apparatuses.
If Mojtaba replaces his father, the calls for his blood have already started. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, says any leader appointed by the Iranian regime to replace Ali Khamenei will be an unequivocal target for elimination.
We will continue to act with full force together with our American partners to dismantle the regime's capabilities and create the conditions for the Iranian people to overthrow and replace it.
Mojtaba now faces a choice with no easy options. He can keep fighting, relying on the IRGC's decentralized structure to sustain operations under fire, or he can negotiate, accepting terms that would dismantle the nuclear program, the missile arsenal, and the proxy network his father spent 37 years building. And either path begins in the same place, a country under bombardment, a legitimacy crisis at home, and more than 870 people dead since the strikes began. And to add to that, two of the most powerful men in the world are out for his bloodline.